things could all go horribly wrong at any minute. And the rubber chicken says, I just had my 7th booster shot, but what do I know? I'm just a rubber chicken. Well, better safe than sorry. You'll probably get you are getting your 8th next week. Well, good for you. 2 hippos have come down with COVID. Don't worry, they're fine. Have the sniffles, seriously. Oh, but we can't talk now. I've got to get on with Rantcast 62, entitled Tornadoes in December, Mother Nature Must Be Pissed. And we've got so much to talk about that I'm going to skip it because we're in Florida and I got to get out there because the sun is out, and I'm just taunting you with that. That's why I'm wearing more relaxed clothing. And something I never really put on, I don't know if you can see it, my squirrel here, which is a squirrel constellation on a horse. Gift from Kathleen Madigan, my pal, who likes to taunt me with squirrels because she knows that I find them disturbing and believe that they will, they'll bring us to our knees because they can give us rabies. I've read a lot, like others. That's my conspiracy theory, okay? Other people are worried about a lot of other stuff. You know, they don't want to get their shots and all of that. But they claim that squirrels don't have rabies. Well, that's a lie. Anything that looks like that is around chomping on stuff and in the middle of winter and wandering around like that, boy, they got something. Hanging out with raccoons for starters, but I'll save that for my new nature special. And tornadoes in December is just off. Okay. I mean, that's bullshit on a stick. I mean, when does that ever happen? Huh? When does it stop? When does the madness stop? I mean, you come around one corner and some of the images coming out of there were like nothing I'd ever seen. Every time you kind of go through one of these things, you think, whew, I've never seen anything like it. And then you go, good God, this was, flatter than a pancake and cars and sprouting out of it. It was just, it's awful. The town is gone, apparently. And, and here we go again. I imagine if they have to have a vote, it'll be, they'll have to debate it. They will actually probably have to debate on whether the town should come back or not and whether it will help the people or not. It's really extraordinary. But what's amazing is that we have this complete lack of dealing with the fact that something somewhere is terribly wrong if you have tornadoes in December. Not in my lifetime, okay? Okay, it's between Hanukkah and Christmas, tornadoes? What planet am I on? That's absurd. I mean, that's just really out of control. Okay? It's not supposed to be. And that is way too, and along with everything else, you get last week, there's another school shooting, you go, really? And then there's, and then they go through the, thoughts and prayers, nonsense and that happy horse shit. Come on, please. What's the vote going to be now? Huh? Wait, we don't have enough armament? We haven't armed enough kids. We armed the wrong kid. So all the kids should be armed. Is that where we're at? Is that what it is? Until what age? You don't want to vaccinate somebody who's 5, but boy, oh boy, get them maybe they could start with spear guns at 5. What about that, huh? Just so they'll be safe in kindergarten. I'm at the point, really, as you can tell, where I'm losing my mind. And the reason is it's Saturday. I got a squirrel on my chest. I'm wearing relaxed clothing. Usually I try to get things so that things are tightened up, and I'm trying to be very specific about what I'm talking about. But I can't anymore because it's really nice out and it's Florida. But it's nice out and we're in Florida. And I'm going to just tell you a little something. They don't seem to think there's a pandemic here. Okay, from everything I've noticed. We have this new variant coming in, and indoors, outdoors, any doors, but especially indoors, they are not wearing masks. It's over. Governor DeSanitary has decided it's over. It was over from the beginning, and they don't need to worry about any of this stuff. So the group that I'm with, the gang that I travel with now, that we go around the country, we're the only ones wearing masks, and then there are a couple of others, and people just look at us like we're crazy. And then you start to, I find, because I'm nuts, that I feel like at certain times I have to explain to somebody why I'm wearing the mask. Well, I've got some. I didn't get a chance to. There's a discolored tooth I don't want you to see. What the fuck is the matter with me? And what's coming up next week? Huh? How are we going to fuck Christmas? Huh? What are we going to do there? And in response, that's what it was. I went off the track there because I want to be out in the sun, because that's the only reason to be in Florida. Okay, unless you got family here, and then I would invite them to your house. But make sure they're all masked, please. So after that school shooting, there's a Representative Thomas Massey, and I don't know what state he's from. I didn't want to find out, because then that's another state I don't want to meet, at least the county that he's the area he's representing, and I don't want to go. I don't want to go there, so I don't want to cut it. I might have to perform there. I can't deal with it right now. But he sent out right literally afterwards, after this horror in Michigan, he sends out a Christmas cover. There's a massive amount of a family, a massive family, massive. It's huge, and they've all got guns, and it's all they want from Santa for Christmas is ammo. Okay, and then people defend that. It's not. You want to send. Look, you want to send that out to your pals. Go ahead. Okay, you want to do that. Okay, fine. But there's no reason for that to have been seen, or for you allow it to be seen at this point. What level of sensitivity? How is there no empathy? What, you need ammo for? What? Huh? To protect the Christmas tree? Nobody's coming for your Christmas tree, fucker. Okay? Nobody. I can assure you of that. Oh, God, they're busting into the house. They're going to get the fur. They're going to get my Douglas fir. You don't sit there with a bunch of fucking guns in front of a Christmas tree. Even a Jew, knows what Christmas is. The birth of Jesus, you idiot. Okay? What do you think, he was born with holding on to there's 16 names going through my head, and I can't remember one of them. One of those pistol fuck things, a Magnum 47, whatever would be nice for Jesus while he was wearing his swaddling. They didn't come down with myrrh and bullets, okay? The wise men, well, let's be sure that the baby Jesus has enough ammo to make it to Jerusalem. Come on, please. Maybe I don't know the story. Maybe he was in Jerusalem. I think he was outside. I think he was in a suburb, okay? That's what we Jews believe. Because Kathleen gave me this, I will respond. And I do like it. I don't know if you can see it. Can they see it?
Good.
Yeah. Now that's a t-shirt that says something. That's actually when the wise men were crossing and wandering and looking for that star to take them to Bethlehem, not Jerusalem, schmuck. This is what they saw: a squirrel on horseback, the squirrel on horseback constellation, known as squirrel equestrian, is what it's known as. There's a Latin term for it, but I didn't take that in school, which is really always depressed me. Well, it certainly did when I had 10 weeks by myself. I thought about that a lot. Why didn't you take Latin, you son of a bitch? You'd be more erudite now, and you'd remember the name of guns that were in Jesus's crib. So we'll get on with it. As I was saying, because Kathleen gave me this, I, in return, will say that the Missouri State Health Department did it. This is true. This is just last week the announcement came out. They did an analysis of mask wearing, and they concluded that it cut infection and death rates. Okay? That's their analysis in a state that has had real problems with COVID and not enough vaccinations. So they're just masking would help cut it. And it never came out, that information, never came out. They believe the governor's office held that information from the people because in a lot of ways we really are doing everything we can to emulate the country that we admire most, which is Russia, a country that will withhold any kind of information from its people when necessary, and that's unbelievable. It's really astonishing, and I think that I'm sure that Kathleen has yelled about it more than once, possibly on her podcast, which, if you have not tuned into that, is certainly well worth your time. It's terrific. Everything that I don't cover, she covers. And that's been it. We're in Florida. It's been kind of delightful. I have to say, we've started the tour again, and that's been great. I really have to thank the folks who've been coming out. The audiences have been great. I sense because there's a level of desperation. Not so much me, I think. I think if we had if I'd organized like pig races, I think the audience would be just as happy to be together watching pigs race. But they really have been exceptional. The Borgata, then on to Stanford. That was a terrific night, and then last night here we were in Fort Myers, and we were at the Parker Playhouse. Nope, Fort Lauderdale. We were at the Parker Playhouse, and also Fort Myers, and all of those shows have been great. And it's Saturday night, and since it's Saturday night, I'm not working tonight, which is due to a COVID kind of fucked my schedule. So we lost the date we would have, and so I have Saturday night off. One would think I'd have the whole day off, but I said no. I want to go on. I want to get out there and get my Rantcast done. I want to work on a Saturday when I have a free evening, and that's because I care so much about you, and I do, but I'm also obviously stupid. It's a free space, and I didn't take it. But it's really been great to get out there. I am cobbling my act together. I feel that it is getting better. And for those of you who have missed it, I did some stuff this week to support all of the comedians on Spotify who are being paid for their performance and have been for years, and which has been really great because Spotify really did give us a home and really made it possible for a lot of comics who were wandering through clubs, which I certainly had done, and gave them a place for their work to be heard and for them to cultivate a larger audience, which is tremendous. But what they didn't pay, and they help pay for that and supplement the income of all comics. But what they didn't pay for is the writing. They just paid for the performance, and it's really that's what we're fighting for now. Well, I am at least, and hopefully we'll be able to achieve that. And I certainly have done what I can, and of course you open a Pandora's box, and then all of a sudden you have to do a bunch of interviews, and I'm glad to have done it, and but now they want me to, it's funny. I've been through this on a certain level, but it's like, so there are other interviews coming through, and it's like I've said things, and I've kind of said it the way I've wanted to say it, and now they want me to re-say it, and then by re-saying it, I'm not saying it as well as finally the time that I said it well. I hope this makes sense. Possibly, by being in Florida, I've been bitten by a malarial mosquito, and what you're hearing is just me really losing my grip. but I'm not sweating, so I don't think it's malaria. I just think there's an overheated brain that is really can't understand. Once you kind of do this, it's like the next group has to have a different quote, and I've run out of quotes. I'm glad that I'm really helping push for it, and that I could be a part of it and say what I could about it. It gave a certain amount of meaning to basically a life that has had none. I would say none. I got to see my mother, and she actually was here. She was on the launch pad. She hadn't launched during the day, even though she was had a moment or two where you had a sense she might want to get out there. But it was very nice, and I'll see her on the way back. We have shows coming up in Melbourne on Sunday. Next week we'll be in. Hold on, I'm going to try to remember this. We're in Stewart on Thursday. Friday, we're in a secret place. I'm not going to announce it. Much like the Rolling Stones, you'll have to go online. What is it again?
We're at the Mahaffey.
Oh, in St. Pete. That's right. That's because I've not been to St. Pete. I've performed in Tampa a number of times, and we moved it to another venue in St. Pete that's quite beautiful. So I'll be there at the Remington Theater, and you can see it on my website, or go to Twitter, or Duck Soup, or wherever you find your information. And then we'll be in Jacksonville for the final performance at the Florida Theater, which I do remember the name of that. And I remember the name of that because, and I will continue to say this, we never have achieved what I consider to be a critical mass audience there. We've gone there, I've tried, I have done press, and we've done everything to try to bring out an audience in Jacksonville. We've done well throughout the state of Florida. It took a while in certain places to develop an audience, but everywhere we did. But in Jacksonville, there always seems to be something that's more fun. And I really would like to know what the fuck it is so that I could cancel my show and go to what's more fun in Jacksonville that night. We're almost, I think, at 600, which is, and that would be a record, I think. I don't know if we've even been close to 700. So if you're thinking, I need to go to a show, but I'm afraid because I'm not going to have enough social distance. Oh, well, come to Jacksonville because you'll have all the social distance you need. All right. If you sit in the back corner of the balcony, you will be near no one. You will never see the virus there. You may not even see an usher. They may not even let you up there. They'll try to force you to go downstairs. You just say, fuck you. I want to be here. This is where I hear Lewis the best. And I don't blame you for asking for that seat. So do try to join us. Then things, but I may out of Jacksonville. Hold on to your hats. Do a live rant. The rant is due. I'm not sure. It all depends on how I'm feeling, but we may give it a shot. And then we return on January 21st is my guess. 22nd. January 20th. I'll be there on the 21st. For those of you there on the 20th, you may have to have your money back because I'm not coming till the 21st. That's a special day for me. And I have a numerologist I'm working with. Said, don't work on the 20th anymore. I will be there on the 20th and the 21st in Denver.
You're right, 21, 22.
I was right. And that's my tour manager. So, okay, let's,
We'll be there on the 20th.
no. He will be there on the 19th, setting up, he's going to be setting up places where people can smoke cigarettes as a part of his new job. Because he'll be finding a new one. I knew the dates. My tour. If you wonder, gee, what happened to Lewis? You can pretty much figure it out. It's because my tour manager didn't know what day I was supposed to be somewhere. And I would show up and nobody was there because my tour manager said, no, he's not coming tonight. He was, but we'll be there the 21st and the 22nd, the Paramount Theater in Denver, which is just a great space, a great theater, and I do love to play there. And then Denver is really one of the great places to play. And then I'll be wandering around the Midwest, and hopefully there won't be any tornadoes in January, because that's not going to sit well with me. I'm going to tell you that. It is not going to sit well. I'm probably going through a blizzard, and I hope that's not the case. Wandering around in the Midwest, then out west and back to the Midwest. It'll be a fun time. January and February are always fun to really develop all sorts of, and keep that mask on if you don't want strep throat. Just a tip from Dr. Lou, who's I consider myself a doctor now. That everybody else is handing out advice. Before I go, a few more things, because I seem to be so happy to be, having this time. I've already lost the day, so you're stuck with me, okay? So I've got a couple more things. Really the most important, by far the most important, is to sadly remember the passing of Robert Dole, who I had the pleasure of meeting and interviewing, and I just, the times are really different. I mean, because as much as I didn't agree with Robert Dole and what he had to say, I really respected the man, and thought he was terrific in many ways. And there was he was there. Here's a word you don't hear anymore. He was distinguished, and had a real sense of his he could basically be involved in a dispute with somebody, and then when the vote was taken, once that was done, it was done. He understood that what governing was about, and and a lot of that had to do with coming out of the Midwest, and with the kind of attitude his family had instilled in him. And we've lost that in many ways, and it's sad when you lose someone like him. I interviewed him, and what was truly interesting is that he'd run for the presidency, and everybody was like, after he'd run, he was running, he had that Robert Dole talk. He would talk like a senator, like it was like student government talk. It's like, I'm going to talk this way because I'm running for office, and I must speak in this fashion, and I am Robert Dole, and I will be. And that was the way he spoke, and people just didn't respond to that. But then he did a Viagra ad, and all of a sudden he was talking like Robert Dole, the person, and people went, "Where the fuck was that Robert Dole?" And I have to say, when I interviewed him, that was the case. He was really, he talked for a lot of it as himself, and a lot of it as Robert Dole. But the greatest moment was he was talking about when he got to a debate that he had with Ted Kennedy, and he spoke about Ted Kennedy as Robert Dole, the person, speaking of Ted Kennedy and his admiration for him. And then he talked about this debate that they had. I was talking about taxes with him, and they were, Ted Kennedy and him were having a fight over it. And a debate, and he did Ted Kennedy. He did a really credible Ted Kennedy imitation. And then when he was finished, he talked like Robert Dole, the senator. And for this whole time, really, he'd been talking like Robert Dole, the person. And I was like, wow, he doesn't hear it. It's literally, he was back on the floor of the Senate talking like Robert Dole, the senator. And it was really a pleasure spending time with him. And it was, and he didn't have to give me that time. I was working on The Daily Show. and he knew what that could be. But he did, and he was very. The other word I was looking for was gracious. Okay, where do you see that now, huh? Nowhere. Not when it comes to Congress. It's too bad. It's sad we lost a great one. Yep. Well, hopefully it'll roll around again. I have a few things to read to you, I think, that are important before I go, from my friends at The Week, who always provide some of the great stuff that I get to read every week, and that is the Crimson Tide. There's news that for the first time in state history, including both world wars and the 1918 Spanish flu pandemic, there were more deaths than births last year in COVID-ravaged, vaccine-hesitant Alabama. Now, wouldn't that be a tip-off that you have to fucking do something? Huh? When you have more deaths than births? Huh? And you're the ones who probably, and you're probably a state that doesn't, is coming up with your own new abortion law. Well, you certainly found one here, didn't you? Huh? More deaths than births. You're a winner. You just do it later, I guess. Yeah, I know. I'll probably hear about that. That'll be sad. Okay, just don't, please. Okay, I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. And if I committed to it more, it would have been a better joke. Because even in the middle of it, I went, oh boy, they're going to be pitching. And finally, going along with this, hand in hand, there's a Washington Post report that some former Taliban fighters missed jihad. Of all the things to miss. I mean, I can see missing, boy, I used to be in a fraternity. I used to go to the debutante balls. There's all sorts of things you might want to. Jihad, and are bored by their new roles as Afghanistan's administrators. The Taliban commander said that many of my fighters are worried that they missed their chance at martyrdom. Oh boy, you know how fried you fucking have to be to, boy, you missed your chance at martyrdom. My God, woo. Even the most crazed Catholics who were martyred didn't think, son of a bitch, I want to be a martyr. You have taken it to another level. You're fucking nuts, okay? Missed your chance at martyrdom. I'm sure we could work something out. I bet we can. All right? I bet we could work out a kind of a martyrdom thing, like a martyrdom sale. 8 jihadists will get rid of you for $12.95. I think that'll work out. So we're going to roll out of here. I've got things to do. The light is beginning to turn now. I'm looking at a golf course. Okay? It could have been out there. But no. I have work to do. Now I'm going to have to do a couple of ads that support us. And I hope you pay attention to those, because I know you're going to want to leap on it. They actually are pretty good. I like what I talk about in terms of that. But I just found out I'm doing one for Mint Mobile, and I just found out that that's owned by, what's his name again?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds owns it. So I'm doing these things. I'm going to be talking to him. I don't know him, but I was in Accepted with Blake Lively, who he's married to. So I may have to. She and I haven't talked since that movie was made, but I think I'm dropping her a line to tell fucking Mr. Reynolds, pony up a little cash for the people who make this possible.
He's got a good gin, too.
I don't give a fuck about his gin. Okay? I don't advertise his fucking gin. I'm advertising his phone. And his phone, he could fucking pony up, or he could give me some fucking gin. So that next time when we go, hey, Lewis, we have a free Saturday night, and we could play golf, or do a Rantcast. I'll take that bottle of gin and go glug glug. Let's play golf. So that's it for me. I really do, as always, appreciate you really tuning in and whatever it is you do when you find me, however, whatever you call that, wherever we are now, when you find somebody on the internet. And it's a pleasure to spend time with you here. It really is. And as you can tell, I'm feeling better. And that's the worst thing that could happen to you. This holiday season, the best deal in wireless can only be found at Mint Mobile. Right now, when you switch to Mint Mobile and buy any 3-month plan, you'll get another 3 months for free. As the first company to sell premium wireless service online only, Mint Mobile lets you order from home and save a ton. With phone plans starting at just $15 a month. Mint Mobile's best offer of the year is here. For a limited time, buy any 3-month plan and get 3 more months free. By going online only and eliminating the traditional costs of retail, Mint Mobile passes significant savings on to you. All plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. With Mint Mobile, choose the amount of monthly data that's right for you and stop paying for data that you never use. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. For a limited time, buy any 3-month Mint Mobile plan and get 3 more months free by going to mintmobile.com/Lewis. That's MINTMOBILE.com/Lewis. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Lewis. What makes you happy? Is there something that interferes with your happiness or prevents you from achieving your goals? I got a list that's so long we could do a whole show about it. Is your mental health something you'd like to work on? Well then, let's talk about one of my sponsors, BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an online counseling service that assesses your needs and matches you with your own licensed professional therapist. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It's professional counseling in a convenient and private online environment. Log on to the website and you can start communicating with someone in less than 48 hours. They pair you with a counselor that you can message whenever you'd like, and you will get timely and thoughtful responses. You can also schedule weekly video or phone sessions from home without having to travel. They work with licensed professionals to match you with someone that works for you. So whether it be stress, anxiety, sleep, trauma, anger, family conflicts, grief, relationships, LGBTQ matters, or self-esteem, BetterHelp is committed to helping you find the expertise you need online without having to be limited by geographic location. They offer financial aid and can make it free and easy to change counselors if need be. It's confidential, convenient, and professional, and it's more affordable than traditional offline counseling. Just go to their website to sign up and check out their daily testimonials. And if you are a counselor yourself, they are currently recruiting professionals in all states. I want you to start living a better life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/rantcast. Join over 1 million people who've taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/rantcast. We're coming to you live from the McCarter Theater on the campus of Princeton University in Princeton. An absolutely beautiful campus, a beautiful town, a place that I have certain feelings about. I applied to school here. As a young man, I was told by a guidance counselor who didn't understand what the word guidance meant, that I'd have no trouble getting in. That my academic record was so fucking strong that there's no way that the folks at Princeton could turn me down. And they took my tiny sparrow heart and just crushed it. Yes, they did. Along with the other 5 places I didn't get into. This is a stage that I performed on as an actor, so I do have a soft spot. I did a production here of Indians way back. And we'd still be running on Broadway if those were the only people who didn't. So only 6 people came. No, it was a really great show. Had an interesting story to it. It was I'd never seen this. I performed a bit as an actor on stage. Certainly, my background is theater, and we were getting ready to go on stage, and the director, great, I won't mention his name, but a good director and a sweetheart, but we're all standing backstage. We're getting ready to go on. It's the opening night. And he's walking up to every actor going, okay, and he's giving him final instructions. It's like 2 minutes to the fucking show starting. And he's saying, you've been really good, just don't fuck it up. And then the last time we were here, we had to delay the show because there was a bat in the building. Yeah. And I said, I'm not, fuck it, let's leave. Because I'm still not sure, I'm not big on bats. I've performed in another space where a bat was in the space, and I believe that at any moment it could turn into Dracula. And if not, he could just come down and suck the blood, or it could give you rabies. And if given the choice of all the people in the dark or the one that's sitting in the light, hello. Eventually, they got rid of the bat, or they told me they got rid of the bat. They're liars. This is a theater. You think it's fucking, no, get out there! Get out there, you little fuck! No, the bat's gone! But so the first thing I got from Ray was no flying bats at the McCarter this year, huh? And then that Paul Ryder, a reader, says, happy to see that your bat has moved to one of our better classrooms this week. Students try to capture it with a code. How did they get into school here? Lack of a bigger laugh scares me. Seriously. How fucking dumb are you people? God damn it, it's a fucking bat. You're gonna catch it with a coat? Are you insane? It's fucking unbelievable. You call animal control services or whatever the fuck is around. You don't go after it with a coat. That's nuts. You better have a fucking heavy fuck coat. Son of a bitch. You have military grade shit coat. This is from David London. Why is it that the restaurants directly across from this fucking theater do not staff up on a Lewis Black show? Motherfuckers made me see the show sober. Really? Would they run out? I can't even ask, David. Your intake must have been spectacular. This is Mark Riesinger. I'm a United Methodist Baptist pastor. In my church, I can't marry 2 gay people who love each other, but I can baptize as many unrepentant assholes as I want. Go fucking figure. They'll be defrocking him any day now. Susan Wycheck, is that right? I guess close enough. This is interesting. I'm never, parking in this town sucks balls. Maybe before I leave, I'll just go park. Mr. Black didn't leave town that night. He sat in a parking space having his balls sucked. Dimitri Pagonis says, since you're playing Princeton, I think this is appropriate. And I know regional traffic is a popular topic, so I can avoid complaining about politics. Thank you. You and many here in attendance have no doubt had to travel along US 1 to get to today's venue. You may have noticed that at rush hour, driving on the shoulder is permitted. This is the ultimate act of throwing in the towel on caring about actually improving people's lives who commute on this awful highway. Infrastructure improvements, add lanes, remove traffic lights, add light rail or other public transit options, in parentheses. No, fuck all that. Drive on the shoulder. Screw anyone that happens to break down and needs to pull over. You're on your own. We embrace total chaos. Welcome to New Jersey. And then Sue Chimp, Charambas, I can't, I'm not how to, Charambinus? Okay. It's the CHR that throws me. You left out a vowel there. Charambinus. You're getting it, that's it. Potholes, they suck. And why do they call them potholes? I don't feel high when I roll over them, and I can't cook a chicken in them. Eileen Brody, last night's fucking debates. What happened to Bloomberg? Here's quite simply what happened to Bloomberg. That's Bloomberg. What did you expect? Did you really expect to see something spectacular? That's Bloomberg. The only difference between, him and Biden has all of the color in Biden. He has no color anymore. It's literally as if they've gone to Joe Biden and said, we're going to suck all the blood out of your head. This is what I wish they would do. I don't know why they haven't done this. I wish they'd all appeared last night or at some point during one of these fucking debates where they all had their face done orange. It'd be so smart. It just would be smart. Not say anything about it. Just all orange faces with a little bit of white up here. No, the reason that people would ask me about Bloomberg recently in the last couple of days that I was talking to folks. But what about him and what do I think? And I think that the major attraction of Bloomberg in a lot of ways in New York was he didn't bother us. He just shut the fuck up. He never spoke to us. It was like all of a sudden he'd appear and go, and that was it, and he'd be gone. He never fucking said anything. It was, don't drink a big Coke. I'll see you around. No smoky. Bad. That was it. What happened to Bloomberg? He didn't do the stuff you're supposed to do. It's called homework, fucker! God. Just time, I don't know. I still believe, I still kind of feel that the best candidate would be, I go back to a joke, a really old joke, because it's all I've ever done is kind of come up with, a new way to come up with the same old fucking joke, because it's always the same. It doesn't change. It's always the same group of douchebags with a different face and a different, okay? And some of them make people more happy than others. None of them make me very happy. But I think you find a monkey, chimpanzee, a really tall one, that when he stands up there tall, and you shave the fucker. And then you put on a Union Civil War uniform. Yes. It sounds like some of you are already bailing on this. None of you are really giving this any thought. You're going, oh, this is disturbing. No, it's not. It's any more disturbing than what the fuck I saw last night? I don't fucking think so. I think if you saw that, and then you got to Amy Klobuchar, and next to Amy Klobuchar was a chimpanzee standing there in a Civil War uniform, I don't think you would have found that disturbing last night. And it would never say anything, because it's a fucking chimp. And they'd say, what's the deal with the chimp? And you go, it's the oldest war veteran. And he's decided to run for president to save the country, because it's time to unite the country again. And elect a chimp in a Civil War uniform. I think I'm fucking smart, and I think you're crybabies. So nice way to treat an audience you've just spent time with. Hey, you fucking crybabies. This is Arthur S. Fuck the education system. Honestly, I spent 12 years in our schools and I survived due to only one promise. College was going to be a place where professors didn't give a shit and we'd have just 2 exams for the year. I don't know where you got this information. Yet as soon as I got here, I was back to elementary school again with redundant assignments up the ass and stupid fucking group projects where we have to introduce ourselves and play shitty icebreaker games. I'm a goddamn adult. I have the right to raise children, for fuck's sake. Yet here I am at the start of every semester telling a group of strangers what my favorite fucking color is. Is this really fucking necessary? You'd think with how shitty we are doing in global science and math, maybe equations would be the top priority. But I guess the fuck not. We still have to practice introducing ourselves. Well, that makes me, when I read that, it makes me glad I went to school when I did. I love this. This is Joseph S. He's here tonight. The other day, my wife, my 7-year-old son, and I went out for breakfast at a local pancake house. It was President's Day, and they had paper placemats with all the presidents on it, with Donald Trump as the biggest one, right in the middle, because he's the current president. They do this every President's Day, and through the years, different presidents are in the middle while they're serving their term. But this was the first time my son was old enough to notice it and realize who certain presidents were. He turned to me and asked, why is President Trump in the middle and bigger than the rest of them? And I responded by telling him to shut up and eat your waffles. So now, on top of ruining my night, every time I watch the news, this jackass also ruins breakfast with my family. Leanne, ponies and dogs on planes because people are afraid to fly. What the hell? They had that picture the other day of a pony on a plane. I thought they'd cut that out, but I guess I don't know how that pony ended up getting on the plane. Because people are afraid to fly. I don't think a pony's really happy about flying, do you? I mean, it's a miniature pony. It's already kind of disturbed. They're already... It's in a world of larger fucking ponies. It's going, really? I got fucked over here? Now this asshole is dragging me on a plane? Are you shitting me? It was probably Spirit Air, so it was totally fucked. God damn it. Then there's Trump. This is from Shivangi Mishra. I'm sorry if I murdered your name there. Trump is going to meet Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on February 24th. Let me write that down. Upcoming meeting of 2 most popular personalities in the world, as per internet sensation Donald Trump. That's what Trump said? That he's meeting with him and Narendra Modi are the 2 most interesting popular personalities in the world. I didn't know that the Prime Minister of India was, I guess there must have been a contest I missed. Fucking A. I didn't know he was that hip. I'm going to have to ask some questions. I know a few of my pals, and I'm going to check in with them because they have never mentioned Narendra at all. And they're people who would know him. Charles Ryan, with all the taxes we pay in Princeton, why the hell do cops set speed traps all over town with massive fines? I don't know, Charles. Something you're going to have to work out with them. This is John Leachco. This is an interesting question for many. Would you rather be sexually attracted to pineapples or have an orgasm every time someone said the word cookie? I know that my friend Jeff Stilson, who opens for me, if that were the case, he wouldn't be able to perform. We constantly are tormenting him with cookies because he's trying to he's trying to lose weight, and we just show him new and better cookies, and it really is like he's going. It's like he's kind of having an orgasm, but he can't handle it. But I certainly don't want to be sexually attracted to pineapples. That would really be. Why? I'm serious. I'd rather have an orgasm every time someone said the word cookie. I would say the word cookie. I'd never leave the house. I'd have watched the debate last night going, cookie, 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 cookie. I just want to say it was really a pleasure spending time with you before I go. I'm going to wrap it up in just one of these that are left, and we're going to be tomorrow in Wilmington, Delaware, so you folks there can write in whatever you want, rant about whatever you want, and then we go on to Kingston, New York, and you scream about what you want to scream about. It's always nice to be back in your neighborhood. I enjoy spending time with you. It's always been a pleasure being on the stage. So we'll end with this. This is from Leo Doherty. People who shop at Whole Foods, they will walk right into you as if you don't fucking exist because they are so self-absorbed and wrapped up in their decision-making process about which fair trade cacao bean pairs best with their almond milk yogurt substitute. Thank you very much, Princeton. Thanks to the McCarters. Take care of each other. Thanks to all of you for listening to my Rantcast. If you have a rant you want to get off your chest, send it in to me at lewisblack.com/live. You can think of it as therapy, or whatever you want to think of it as. Just let it rip. And I want to thank the true stars of our show, the ranters, and the splendid rants they gave us. Lewis Black's Rantcast was created and hosted by me, Lewis Black. It is produced by James Salkind. Our theme song by Chris Lane. Executive producer, Ben Brewer. Executive producers, Matt Kleinschmidt and Robert Kelly for the Laugh Button Podcast. And most of all, thank you, all of you who ranted so well on this show.